And now to introduce #24, Matt Hardy. On the defense, number 2, John Gonzalez. Number 16, Jack DeWolf. Number 35, Jimmy Cahoe. And number 30, Connor Devane. And in goal, Connor Pinkston. And starting for your Lax Cats, senior, number 2 from Cleveland, Ohio, Mike Hook. Also at attack, a freshman, number 9, Zach Johnson. Rounding out the attack, a sophomore, my roommate, number 7, Will Stanaback. In the midfield, senior, number 12, Brent Canberra. Another senior in the midfield, number 21, John Bush. Rounding out the midfield, senior, number 11, Christian Schaefer. On the defense, number 50, Lucas Hankel. Also on the defense, a senior, a captain, Chris Plummer. Rounding out the defense, a senior, the president, number 37, Matt Duke Rosati. And then in cage for your Lax Cats, a senior, number 1, Ian Parker. Coaching your Lax Cats is Tim Katz, Daniel Quinn, and the Mickey Miles. And don't forget, Chuck McWagon.
Welcome to a beautiful evening here in Tucson, Arizona. 84 degrees. Couldn't ask for better lacrosse weather for this SLC quarterfinal matchup between the Loyola Marymount
This is
Lions
some of your officials.
and
5 yards of dead ball. Get this distance. Okay, goalie's
and the Arizona Wildcats. And this is the first time they've met this season, and only the fourth time, I guess, that they've met in the last 6 years. The University of Arizona coming away with 2 of those. So I expect to see a pretty evenly matched game here tonight. I know the last time we saw the Lax Cat play, they were pretty impressive, really laying the herd on USD. And LMU, the last time we saw them play was against CU Boulder, and the victory came away with there. There's a big win coming off the first one for Abraham. And we talked to Coach Hockstead before this game, and one thing he really stressed is that he wants them to control the offense, definitely take their shots. I mean, you can look at their stat sheet, and you can definitely tell that they spread their offense around. I mean, with the exception of Rhodes, they're pretty evenly spread with their scoring. I mean, Rhodes is a stud. He's a D1 transfer out of Penn State, and I mean, just watching him warm up and the stuff that we saw earlier in the season, he's a pretty impressive player.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see LMU with the ball right now. I think they're definitely going to be looking to get the ball in Rhodes' stick early. I mean, they're on the road. They're in the middle of finals week, and they want to get up early.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see how they react to the trip that they have had so far. I mean, they got in at about 4 o'clock in the morning last night. They're going straight back to LA, like Samir said, it's finals week. Right after the game, probably get in about 6 or 7 in the morning. So, I mean, you'd have to think these kids are already exhausted. Not to mention the heat. It was 92 here today, a little warmer than it is in LA, and it's definitely a different heat. It's much drier. So these kids need to concentrate on staying hydrated. And there's a save for Ian.
Stonewall by Ian Parker.
He's able to get it up to Gizzy. Gets it into the box. Over to Hook. And back down to Johnson. And I mean, the Wildcats, at least from what I've seen, have been solid in their 6-on-6, and have been pretty spectacular in their fast break opportunities. So definitely look if they can start getting some face-off wins with Bush, the X, who's a real good player, a lot of pace. Then they can score goals in bunches. Here comes Hook. It's a great look across. And that one just off the mark. Looked like a pretty good lift there on Ecker.
With the shot.
That one got away from the Wildcats, but that's a great look. I mean, if he gets that one again, I'm sure he's going to blast that one in.
Yeah, and it's definitely worth noting that more than half of both these teams are freshmen, and all 3 starting poles for LMU are freshmen. So it's definitely these teams have something to look forward to. I may not be meeting in the quarterfinals here in the next few years. Here's Standaback, likes his matchup. He's got a shorty. And that's Hanover, who's one of the better D middies. A really impressive kid all around. And that one's on the outside. But a solid effort from Standaback. And that's a great play by Pellegrin, but gonna have to chalk that one up to a little bit of an ambitious pass coming from the cage.
Yeah, and just a reminder, this is the first round of the SLC Playoffs, and the winner of this game gets to face Chapman next Friday down in San Diego.
Yeah, and I mean, there's going to be some really exciting games next weekend.
And the Lacrosse Network will be covering all of the SLC Playoffs, so make sure to check it out next weekend, all weekend long, 6 games. And by the end of the weekend, we will crown an SLC champion for both Division I and Division II.
And Arizona's going to have to be careful. I mean, there's a lot of movement around X, and they're going to start getting called for moving screen if the attackmen don't start setting their feet and are still running into the defenders. Back at the Hook. I mean, really doing a pretty good job in their settled offense right now. I mean, they had that spectacular look earlier that Ecker couldn't quite put on cage. But here's another one off that double screen. That's the Cameron Cole special. Double screen and take the shot. But that was no problem there for Devane. In great position on that one. Just Hook. Back to Pellegrin. Standing back. Really playing heavy on defense.
And that's something that we talked to Coach Hochstad about before the game and in our interviews this week is Standaback and how they were going to play him. Oh, that's a great look.
And Pellegrin just off the mark. Shot. But that's a great look. I mean, he's in a really good position there, able to get the shot off, just not quite where he wants to get it. There's Hook coming around GLE, and there's a spectacular takeaway check. Couldn't come up with the ball, and that one comes back across. Looks like Pellegrin's going to be able to wrangle this one.
And this is going to kill LMU right now, these long possessions. I mean, they've had 2 opportunities now to get the ball back and bring it over to their offense, slow the pace of the game down and control the tempo, but they just can't get it over.
Here comes Ecker. Ecker takes a shot, and Devane. Big save. And here's Hanover. And that's something that Coach Hochstad really wanted to stress is how smart way out on defense. EJ able to beat his man, and right back into the settled offense. And I mean, like like we mentioned earlier, I mean, if they can control the tempo, they can control the game.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Hockstead talked about before the game. I mean, controlling the tempo, settling it down, and playing 6-on-6. I think if they can do that and they can exploit their big-time players like Colby Rhodes, that's a great check right there from Arizona, and they're going to get the ball back. And it looks like they're controlling Rhodes pretty well in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, and that's something that, I mean, we keep mentioning the scouting report from Coach Hockstead, but definitely wanting to get every player involved. I mean, it doesn't have to be Rhodes. And they've got pretty even scoring. And they're going to have to keep the ball on offense for extended possessions if they want to continue playing this high-pressure defense.
I think that they have to utilize all their players. You know, Travis Abraham's another one of their talents for LMU. Dodges down the alleys and can just pick corners. So they got to utilize all their talent.
There's Johnson coming inside. There's a fantastic goal from Johnson.
That goal by number 9, Zach Johnson, bringing you the funk.
And apparently, bringing the funk is Zach Johnson on that goal.
Yeah, that's a great
scored 1-0.
Great play by Johnson right there. Just comes inside. And it's important to score the first goal in these playoff games. Give your team the momentum and.
Just so everybody remember about the 50-50 raffle we got going on down in the corner. 1 ticket for $1, 6 for $5.
And here with just under 8 minutes to go in the first, Lax Cats on top 1-0. And there's Abraham, can't come up with it. And Bush, very crafty, opts to take the shot. That would have been his second goal of the season. And right back into the break is LMU. Here's Abraham.
And we saw Bush score a pretty incredible goal over at the Jam by the Sea when LMU took on USD.
There's going to be a timeout from the LMU sideline. So Coach Hockstead wants to talk it over, get back into their settled offense.
No 50-50 raffle this evening. We do not have tickets.
We're here in
But we do have
first
awesome
quarter.
pros at the Lax Cat
Hockstead
Boutique
takes the
in the
time
bottom
out.
left-hand corner of your
Pretty wild
grandstand.
atmosphere here.
Cheer it up, folks.
Arizona game.
It's definitely new and exciting experience had by all. And be sure to comment on our YouTube page. We'd love to hear your feedback. Anything you got, any kind of questions you got about the matchup, the players, the teams, or anything you want to know about us personally. Feel free. And that's just hard work on the ride, able to keep that ball down. GB comes up with Henkel.
Looks like LMU's having a tough time retaining possession, and that's something that's going to kill them for this game.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what we saw them have success with against Colorado. I mean, they held Colorado to a pretty low scoring for their standards game, and it was all through possession on offense.
Yeah, 6-2 game against Colorado. You know, LMU beating them out. That's pretty impressive, and I think if LMU can bring that team for this game, it's a different story right now.
Here's Chapman. And Chapman, another one of those exciting freshman players the Lax Cats have. Pretty quick slide there.
Big goal by Goldstein.
Jordan Goldstein!
Yeah, I mean, that's just a hustle play. I mean, you see the slide come early. It looked like Hanover had it covered, honestly. And Goldstein able to pick up the ball coming through on that cut from the second slide. And that was scored to 2-0 with 6:20 to go in the first. Bush able to win it to himself, trying to goose it out. There's Abraham in there. Can't quite get it. Finally picked up there by Baker.
It looks like possession.
Loses it.
Yeah, they got possession now, and Colby Rhodes comes out of the box and nice ground ball, but gets
Plummer's
checked out.
all.
Let's get there!
Plummer's one of those players. I mean, he's another one of those guys out of San Diego, LCC, who's a really talented player, and you can tell that he's passionate about the way he plays defense because he's all over the place. I mean, he's the kind of player that really sells out. I mean, those are the kind of players that you absolutely have to have. And if you sell out and can throw those kind of checks, then you can be a really great player.
And that's going to be a great matchup all day. And both those players from San Diego, actually. Rhodes from Bishops and Plummer from LCC. So that's going to be a matchup to watch all day long.
Here's Hook. Mr. Pellegrin. And you can hear the fans. I mean, they want them to. And there's Pellegrin with the shot, and that went right into the stick of Devane. But a good look cross crease. I mean, it looked like one of the LMU defensemen may have gotten a stick on it, and he's got a lane. Coming around, and there's a shot, and there's a fantastic shot. Just can't wait for the really exciting WWF match we're going to have here at halftime. A lot of enthusiasm. And there's solid effort on the ride, able to knock the ball out of bounds off the Lax Cat. The ball's going to stay with LMU. Parle to Rhodes. And that's the first time that Rhodes has been able to get the ball uncontested. I mean, Plummer's been on him extremely tight all game. Here's Smith. Moving the ball pretty confidently, and there's big time check. Now it's coming from Henkel. The ball's still down. It's going to be a flag. Looks like it's going to be a push with possession going against Duke Rosati. So we're going to see the man-up unit for LMU for 30 seconds. Here with 4:19 to go in the first. Still 2-0 Lax Cats. Rhodes going to start with it. Going into the rotation, cross crease pass. There's a big time rip, and there's a goal. Able to take advantage of the opportunity. That's Chase Parlett, and I saw him warming up, and that kid can rip.
Yeah, and that's an impressive pass from
LMU goal by Chase Parlett.
And you can see that. I mean, I thought it was a little ambitious to skip it across the entire field, but got the pass there on a line, and Parlett able to drill that one home.
Well, and I mean, that's the kind of respect you get from the defenders. There's Hanover able to win it to himself. Can't come up with the GB. There's Plummer again. He's everywhere. Able to fight through the double. Throws a fake, able to get it to Hook. Hook with the face, not able to get anywhere. Looking inside. And that's Baker. Finally, Johnson able to come up with the GB. See if they go back into a little bit of their settled offense. I mean, like we mentioned, they've been pretty spectacular in the fast break, the unsettled situations. But definitely less successful in the 6-on-6. There's Abraham coming around, looking at the shot. And Devane's got to be more careful with those. And then there's Johnson, able to get a stick in the passing lane. And, I mean, Devane's got to take his time. You can't give away possessions like that and expect to stay in a playoff game, especially when you're already down 1 and away. It's 2:45 to go here in the first.
And just a reminder, right after this game, we will be debuting episode 4 of Club Ball. And it's an episode that we got to watch, and it's really great. Those guys, the Red Hot Buffs, making some really great content and great episodes, and excited to watch that one with you guys after this.
Yeah, and that was a solid takeaway check there by Kehoe. He got beat by Johnson and able to catch his stick after he was trailing, and able to get the ball back to Devane. And Devane coming across, able to get it to Rhodes, who gets away from the double. A little bit of a Michigan-style 10-man ride there. That's going to be a failure to advance, and it worked.
Rhodes not too happy about that one. I think he's playing with a lot of passion right now. A lot of conversation here on our comments feed about what would happen if if LMU played Colorado again. Chris, what do you think?
Colorado is playing very well right now. I mean, they had a double OT game with CSU, and they were winning almost all of that game. I mean, I have to think that they're going to make the tournament, and I mean, they're part of the group of teams that I think can really make some noise in the national championship.
I think I saw them on the TLN top 6. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, they're holding tight at number 6 after that impressive showing against CSU. I mean, I was watching that game via the Twitter feed, I guess, but I thought they were going to come away with it. Here's Hook. And definitely keep the comments coming. I mean, we'd love to hear your feedback. Johnson with the look across. That one batted down by Gonzalez.
And it looks like Arizona is really looking to drive, draw a slide, and exploit the fact that the second slide is coming really slowly. And they're doing a great job of finding that open man inside.
Timeout Arizona with 38 seconds to go. They're definitely going to have to talk it over here, see what they want to do for this last offensive stand here in the first quarter. I mean, still holding strong to that 2-1 lead, and definitely been controlling the possession.
And just a reminder here that everything you see tonight is through as we come back into the game right now, I just wanted to remind everybody that everything you see tonight is through the eyes of the official videographer of the Lacrosse Network. That's TVX Video, TVX Video Services. We got Ted Bendrick here from TVX, and he's doing a really great job. He's been covering us for the entire SLC Game of the Week series, and if you like what he does, make sure to comment below and check out his website at tvxvideo.com.
Yeah, I mean, he is probably the best lacrosse videographer I have ever seen on ESPN or otherwise. I mean, really does a great job. And he's also fun to hang out with. So, I mean, if you just want to hang out with us and Ted, I mean, feel free to comment, and we'll see if we can set something up. That's going to do it for the first. Unable to get the shot off.
And at the end of one, your last Cats lead.
And we'll be right back, so stay tuned.
2-1.
Next time.
This is Jack Sandler from Skidmore College.
Hi, this is Dave Campbell from Middlebury College.
This is Coach Rannigan from Trinity Lacrosse.
Coach Kyle Benton. from St. Lawrence University.
Chris Malone at Arizona State.
This is Sean McGonigal.
This is Coach Mike Allen.
Dallas Hartley. You're watching, and you're watching.
And you're watching the Lacrosse Network.
Boom.
Next time on Club Ball.
Back to the action. Bush able to win it to himself. And if he can start getting that rolling, then LMU is in trouble. Flips off as a quick shot. Johnson just off the mark.
And to answer Scott J19 about if we're traveling to Greenville for Nationals, I think we will be traveling there, but it doesn't look like we'll be broadcasting. If you want us to broadcast over there, make sure to comment on the MCLA's Facebook. Let them know.
Absolutely. I mean, we'd love to be out there and be able to bring you the great TN coverage we always do.
That's Goldstein with the ball up top, and we saw him. He's got a great rip against USD. I mean, a great low-to-high shot that we saw in that game. I think he had 3 goals in that game. One of their talented midfielders.
And there's Johnny Galbraith with great look. And there you go. Rhodes with the goal, able to tie it up 52 seconds into the second quarter. And, I mean, that's just all hustle from Johnny Galbraith. Right? And
LMU goal by Colby Rhodes.
Pretty impressive play there. And he's an impressive kid. I mean, he's also doing some pretty incredible stuff off the field.
Yeah, and that's a great play by Rhodes right there. I mean, a hustle play. You can see that Rhodes transferred from Penn State because of his IQ. I mean, he nice play right there. But Rhodes, understood the play, and he knew to run, past his defender and kind of beat him right there before the ball got to him, so that he would have an opportunity to have a one-on-one with the keeper. I mean, it's those little plays that you make that make all the difference.
And not to mention the composure to finish that, which is not always the easiest thing to do.
And with Rhodes' goal, we're tied up here 2-2 with 13:30 left in the half.
Here's Chapman. And a lot of takeaway checks on the LMU defense, actually on both sides. And that's going to be probably a push in the back going against LMU. Push with possession. Let's see what the call is. And that's what it's going to be. So we're going to see 30 seconds from the man-up unit from the Wildcats.
And this is a man-up unit that's definitely impressive. I mean, they have a lot of offensive power. And the thing that's amazing is that their sticks.
Let's get on the man up.
Hook brings it in. Here with 13 minutes to go in the first half. and definitely moving the ball pretty well. And that's a great look inside, and that's a spectacular goal from Stanback. I mean, fakes low. Devane leaves his jock in the cage on that one.
Will Stanback.
All right, goal. So, please keep the comments coming, questions, anything you got. We'd love to hear from you. It's going to be a timeout for LMU here. 12:54 to go. Down 3-2. Just a reminder that everything you see here tonight is on the Lacrosse Network. So if you haven't taken the time to subscribe, please do so. Also, take a look at our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at Lacrosse Network to stay up to date on all of our upcoming lacrosse events.
And it looks like the Red Hot Buffs actually just tuned in.
Fantastic.
Great. And we were just talking about them, about the next episode 4 of Club Ball, which will be debuting right after the game. Hope everybody's staying tuned for that. It's a great episode. We got a sneak peek of it. Got to watch it in the TLN offices in downtown Los Angeles, and it's a great episode. Got to watch it on the big screen. If you have an opportunity to do that, it's all HD quality, and it looks really great. So make sure to check it out. And Chris, what are your thoughts on the game right now? I mean, a tie game, SLC first round. You know, is this what you were expecting?
This is about what I was expecting. I mean, I was excited to cover this game because I knew that it was going to be, well, I figured it was either going to be a really close game or a total blowout in either direction. But that's what's exciting about it is I wasn't sure which way it was going to go. And I mean, I think one of these teams is probably going to go on a run. And it'll be interesting to see which one of these teams is able to respond to that run. And there's Bush, able to win another one, really controlling the face-off X.
Yeah, and that's absolutely huge for Arizona that Bush is having so much success at the face-off X. I mean, possessions are everything in a game like this, and he's helping them get all those possessions. I mean, you see Arizona, they scored twice. LMU scored twice, and one of those times was on a fast break. LMU's having a tough time settling down the ball and controlling the tempo of the game.
I mean, they're really just going to have to put a pole on the face-off, because they gotta keep him from going forward. Because I mean, going backwards, I mean he'll get the ground ball, but he doesn't quite have the same stick as some of the other midfielders to be able to run that one all the way through. But if he's by himself coming through, he's fast enough to pick up that GB and run right into the fast break. So they're definitely gonna have to stop him from going forward. Gets free, and that one's on the outside. Picked up by Hook. Hook looking inside. And there's Johnson able to come up with it. And
the GDUB 13 wants to know if he can count us in on broadcasting the rest of the SLC playoffs. Chris, you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there, and I can't wait. There's going to be some really great games. Yeah, can't wait to see the winner of Santa Barbara UNLV take on Arizona State.
That's going to be a great game. I'm excited about that one too.
I mean, definitely there's some top-notch teams. I mean, anybody can win at both levels. I mean, you've got Concordia and Grand Canyon and Fullerton all at the D2 level, and it's toss-up for those guys for sure.
Yeah, and in other SLC action tonight, we have Grand Canyon playing UCSD.
And there's a great goal coming from Goldstein with a low to high rip. Shredding, quick release.
That's Goldstein.
And that pushes the lead to 4-2. So
Assisted by my roommate number 7, Will Stanback.
with 10:47 to go.
Yeah, and that's Goldstein again. You know, we saw that low to high in the USD game. And it seems like a consistent shot for him. And Bush again with the faceoff.
And they need to stop. Lucky they didn't draw the flag there. But they have to stop him from going forward, or this is going to be a long game.
I've got a question here about what the crowd is like here at Arizona tonight. It looks like it's filling out here at the soccer stadium, and definitely a good atmosphere here.
Yep, there's definitely some atmosphere.
Wide open look for Arizona.
Bobby Ecker with the shot.
They're going to want to capitalize on that one.
There's Johnson starting with it. There's a coming through on the back side after the spectacular check there by Kehoe, but I mean Hook able to come in there and just sweep that one into the goal. It's being in the right place at the right time. I mean, you got to have a guy like that.
That makes it your life. That's 5. LMU 2.
So the score 5-2.
10-7. LMU has to win a face-off here, and they have to control the ball.
And so Coach Oxlade wants to talk it over. I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about. You know, it's one of these teams is going to go on a run. Sorry. And the LMU in this case is going to have to figure something out, or this is going to be a long night for them.
And they have to be able to use more than just Rhodes.
LMU might have had a little too much funk.
They have to be able to use a little bit more than just Colby Rhodes. I mean, he's a part of both of those goals, and they got to spread that ball out. They got to use Travis Abraham. They got to use some of the other players. Get them involved.
They got to get possession. They haven't been able to maintain possession at all. I mean, which is what they were trying to do. I mean, that was the whole game plan for today, was to maintain possession. And Bush has just been killing them on the faceoff.
Yeah, you're right.
If they can't stop him, they can't get the ball on offense. If they don't have the ball on offense, they can't score goals. I mean, this is I know I brought this up before, but it's like that Michigan-Santa Barbara game, you know, three years back, where Michigan went on to win 21-0 because SB couldn't win a single faceoff and didn't have possession at all.
And Michigan's one of those schools. I mean, now they're NCAA D1, but even when they were in MCLA, they had some great face-off guys. I mean, I know you know about that firsthand. You played over at Chapman, so you played against them a couple times, and they could control the face-off X no problem.
Yeah, and I mean, even in some of those games, like some national championship games, I mean, you get a guy who's, you know, an All-American face-off guy in Chris Small, and you know, we didn't have an answer. So I mean, having a guy who's that good at face-off X is a huge advantage. I mean, that's just being a good team and a great team. I mean, that is probably that, along with the goalie and long stick midi, are the most important positions, because those are really the points where you can. Oh, and there's an open lane. There's Merchant, the Jesuit High School alum from Sacramento. But like I was saying, I mean, if you have a really good goalie and you've got a really good face-off guy and you've got a solid LSM, I mean, you can do some serious damage. I mean, those are the positions where you can really pick up some space. And there's Rhodes able to get free, and there's a great save from Parker.
Shown by Ian Parker.
I'm going to go right into the break. Here's Schaefer. And I mean, they want to go right to the cage. I mean, that's where they have most of their success and unsettled. But
and that was pretty impressive right there. Colby lost his man.
And there's another quick goal. Just, I mean, 4 or 5 passers. There's Baker able to take the shot, high to low, off stick.
Ryan Baker
For another goal, putting the Last Cats up by 4.
That goal was from number 7, my roommate, Will Stanback.
And this is exactly what Arizona wanted to do here at home. You know, SLC quarterfinals, just go up early and make sure to get LMU, take LMU out of the game early. But you know, I don't think LMU is going to go away very easily here.
No, and there's Hanover figuring it out. Here comes Rhodes, and I mean, he's getting the double immediately. And there it is. There's the answer. And there's Connor Pinkston with the low to low, just screamer, worm burner. Great goal.
Goal by number 18, Dominic Rhodes.
And it looks like, you know, another point for Colby Rhodes here. He's a part of all 3 goals, 2 assists and a goal already today. You can see the transfer from Penn State, the kind of impact he can have stepping on to the LMU team this season.
Yeah, and I mean, he gets so much attention. I mean, and able to and then so it's Abraham has it. But I mean, Rhodes is getting double and triple teamed like immediately, and that's giving a lot of open space to the rest of the LMU players. So I mean, if he can continue to do that, he's either going to get a little more space or keep feeding the players. There's another quick shot there from Chase Parlay, who scored earlier.
And after that shot, we got 8 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the half. And thanks to Steve Davis for letting us know. We will try and stay on top of telling you how much time is left. We know we don't have that clock up there tonight. And DX Man 417. This is a college game. This is an MCLA college lacrosse game between LMU and University of Arizona. Thanks for tuning in.
And again, there's Rhodes, and there's Parlett hanging a stick, and it's a great check coming from the Lacrosse defense. And Chase Galbraith, lucky not to get a slash there on that one. I mean, going hard on the ride, but coming in a little late. There's Baker trying to go back into it. Here's Abraham trying to get into the break. Finds Rhodes. Rhodes showing a lot of discipline there, just opting to slow it down. Looks like, I mean, he throws a face, maybe a hitch there, and probably get a pretty good look.
But I think Rhodes knows a little bit about what the team needs right now. I mean, he clearly has the lax IQ to play at a D1 caliber college, and I think he brings that to the offense and kind of controls when they speed up and when they slow down. And here with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half, it's important for LMU to slow down.
Yeah, and they definitely need to get a goal here. I mean, I say it all the time. I mean, there's the difference between a 1-goal game, a 2-goal game, and a 3-goal game is huge. I mean, the difference between a 3-goal game and a 4-goal game is much closer. So I mean, to get 1 or 2 back here would be a real big play for LMU. There's 6:15 to go, and that I don't know if LMU can keep up if they get into a shootout with Arizona.
It looks like they're in this umbrella. Some great success in the 1-4-1 sets and in the 2-2-2 sets earlier this year, going down the alleys and driving from X and looking inside.
Basketball!
There's Steedle on the takeaway there. I mean, solid defense. And there's a shot from Baker. I mean, pretty ambitious. I mean, that's from 2-point territory. And a solid lift there to get that ball through. There's Peak, moves it to Jenkins. Draws the flag. Gonna get another look at this LMU man-up unit.
And this is a good opportunity here with 5 minutes left in the half for LMU to cut the lead to 2.
It's going to be a technical going against Lacrosse, so 30-second penalty here.
And for all those tuned in right now, thanks for tuning into the Lacrosse Network. Make sure to take the time to subscribe if you haven't already, and keep the comments and questions coming.
And that really doing a pretty good job moving around, looking for Rhodes. Can't quite get Abraham able to corral the ball there. Gets it back to Rhodes. There's Abraham. And all even. Able to kill that penalty. Gets inside to Parlett. Parlett making it look easy on the inside roll. Great high-to-high. There's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do with that if you're Ian Parker. I mean, that's just a solid dodge.
LMU goal by Carl Rhodes. Still, your Life Cats lead 6-4.
And with that goal from Parlett, the LMU Lions cut the lead to 6-4 here with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left in the half.
And Hanover again able to stop Bush from getting the ball. I mean, Hanover is. I mean, it's something we like to mention here, and that's a real heads-up play. I've never seen anything like that before. There's Hardy coming in from the box, just gets the ball right off the ground. This little drop pass. What I was saying is Hanover is like a really impressive kid. I mean, we like to spotlight the student athletes, and he's one of 10 presidential scholars given out in each class, incoming class at LMU, and it's a full academic scholarship. And he's also the president of his fraternity, so definitely a very impressive young man, not only on the field but in the classroom. So it's always good to see the student athletes here in the MCLA. There's 3:33 to go. Here's Abraham. Again, just a 2-goal game. 6-4 in favor of the Lax Cats. Abraham is pretty good lane. And no slide. Able to get free, and that one just wide. And there's Chase Gilbrath getting in front of that one. It's 3:10. Here's Hughes with the look inside. And that's going to be a push without possession, and the ball's going to stay with LMU with 3 minutes to go.
LMU ball.
And definitely picked up the pace here a little bit for the LMU offense. Looking a lot more confident here at the end of the second quarter with 2:45 to go. Here's Chase Gilbrath, moves it. Gilbrath. It's Hardy back to Abraham. 2:30 to go. Here's Smith. Little student body right. Comes across in the sweep. And that one no problem for Parker.
Stonewalled by Ian Parker.
And the fans definitely piling in here at University of Arizona. I mean, it's a tough atmosphere to come play. If you're LMU, you know, after a long drive coming here, it's almost like the pit. But even the pit wasn't necessarily this rowdy. I don't know.
The pit was pretty rowdy.
The pit was pretty rowdy.
But
yeah.
I mean, there was a certain number of individuals that made the pit a little rowdier. But there's more people here for sure. But I suspect actually I know for a fact that playoff games at the pit are not a fun place for visiting teams. Here comes Johnson. And really solid defense out of the freshman Kehoe. And definitely keep the questions, comments coming, and definitely stay tuned for episode 4 of Club Ball. I had an opportunity to see it early at the office in downtown, and here he comes. Licks to Rhodes. Rhodes takes a rip. And Gilbert has got to do a better job of backing up.
Jim Rhodes with the shot.
But Devane showing there's Rhodes able to come up with the ball. 43 seconds to go in the first half. Comes around.
Stoned by Ian Parker.
And once again, you know, just a heads-up play by Colby Rhodes, able to pick up the ground ball and kind of maintain composure there and settle the ball up.
and Rhodes wants it. There's 24 seconds to go here in the half. And this matchup with Plummer has been a great matchup. And there's Plummer again with the takeaway check. I mean, he's got his stick in tight, but he throws that great wrap. And then throws the Gilman to Hook. And Hook scores the goal with 9 seconds left, and that's a game changer type goal right there.
Goal by the Michael Hook.
But I mean, you look at that play like front to back, and you get Plummer on the takeaway on Rhodes, and then throws the Gilman that squirts through, Hook able to come up with it, and then Hook able to score that goal. I mean, with 9 seconds to go, I mean that's a pretty crushing blow to LMU going into the half.
Yeah, and the first 5 minutes of that third quarter are going to be the most important 5 minutes of the game, because that's really going to decide how the second half goes. With 1 second remaining, that's going to do it here for the first half of play.
Yeah, so definitely stay tuned for the second half of action. I mean, I'm expecting this one to be a pretty exciting game. I mean, I know if you were watching the Fullerton Concordia game, Concordia had a 2-goal lead going into the half and Fullerton rather had a 2-goal lead going into the half, and Concordia comes out and just blows the doors off them in the second half and wins by 9. So this is anybody's game still.
Absolutely, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you after the half.
Oh, really? You know, he does look like Mike. Was that him? I'll correct that.
Next time on Club Ball.
Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes. I'm going to show you how to properly prepare your mesh before you go to string it. So what I have here is just regular, traditional hard mesh. The hard mesh that I buy is from Gymalax. You can get some at www.gymalax.com. It's my favorite, really great prices. And stretching out your mesh is one of the most important steps to string a mesh pocket. If you don't properly stretch it out, when you string your pocket, it'll be shallow and lumpy, and it won't work out as well as if you stretch it. So you want to do is start with the side that you're going to string at the top, and just pull it and stretch it as wide as it'll possibly go. And you'll notice at first, since it is hard mesh, it'll be pretty hard to stretch out, and you're really going to have to tug on it. And so just start from the top to the bottom, then go back, switch sides with the way you're pulling, and just grip it from the outside just like this as tight as you can, and just stretch it all the way out. And you can get a little rough with it. You can pull on it pretty hard. It's built to withstand a lot of pressure. Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes. I'm going to show you how to properly prepare your mesh before you go to string it. So what I have here is just regular, traditional hard mesh. The hard mesh that I buy is from Gymalax. You can get some at www.gymalax.com. It's my favorite, really great prices. And stretching out your mesh is one of the most important steps to string a mesh pocket. If you don't properly stretch it out, when you string your pocket, it'll be shallow and lumpy, and it won't work out as well as if you stretch it. So you want to do is start with the side that you're going to string at the top, and just pull it and stretch it as wide as it'll possibly go. And you'll notice at first, since it is hard mesh, it'll be pretty hard to stretch out, and you're really going to have to tug on it. And so just start from the top to the bottom, then go back, switch sides with the way you're pulling, and just grip it from the outside just like this as tight as you can, and just stretch it all the way out. And you can get a little rough with it. You can pull on it pretty hard. It's built to withstand a lot of pressure, and you can stretch it out as far as you can possibly stretch it. And you can spend even a couple minutes doing this, stretching out. You don't have to stretch out the very bottom because that's not the part you're going to be stringing. But the top you want to stretch out as far as it'll possibly go, at least a couple times each way down, just going back and forth from side to side, and make sure you're pulling it evenly. So go down with your hands, do the same spot at once, and pull it down. So when you're done, you'll notice it'll start to curl a little bit, but it'll look like that, and you can see how stretched out all the diamonds are and how wide it is compared to where you started. And this is just going to help the pocket form deep right away. If you don't stretch, it'll be very shallow. And one thing you want to make sure you do is see how these holes on the side are kind of flat. You want to make sure you take those and pull them out like that and loosen them, because that's really going to help them lay correctly on the string when you go to string the sidewall. One thing a lot of people like to do when they stretch the mesh and before they go to string their head is soak it in hot water. It's something I do sometimes when I string a head if I have a piece of mesh that's particularly hard. And so when you do that, all you want to do is just take hot water and just run the piece of mesh under the sink and get it all, the whole thing soaked in the hot water, and then take a towel and just pat it off so it's just damp, and make sure while it's still damp you string it up while it's still wet, get it all finished. And some people even like to take a ball and a butter knife and put a ball in after it's strung. Another thing that people like to do is either before they string it or after they string it, they like to take either conditioner or lotion and just rub it on the inside where the pocket's going to be, or all over, and then stretch it, and that's going to make it considerably softer. But personally, I like to just string it when it's just regular hard, stretch it out just like this. And if you want to make it a little bit softer for string, you can kind of crumple it up a little bit, stretch it back out, you know, grind it up a little bit, and that's going to break down the coating even more. So you can see this piece is much more flexible than I started and fully stretched out and ready to string. And so that's all you have to do to prepare your mesh to be strung. Just real quickly, I make a mesh called East Coast Mesh. It's become very popular. Anyone that's seen my channel already knows about it, and there's over 1,000 people all over the world that use it. And so it's a wax coated mesh that's waterproof, and you can see how easily it stretches and stays stretched. So as soon as you stretch it out and string the pocket, it's already going to be soft, like broken in hard mesh. So now you have all the tools and the techniques to stretch out your mesh and get ready to string it. Make sure you subscribe to the Lacrosse Network. Stay tuned for more daily lacrosse clips, highlights, and string tutorials. And also make sure to subscribe to my channel, East Coast Dies. Thanks.
This is Jack Sandler from Skidmore College.
Hi, this is Dave Campbell from Middlebury College.
This is Coach Rannigan from Trinity Lacrosse.
Coach Kyle Benton from St. Lawrence University.
Chris Malone at Arizona State.
This is Sean McGonigal.
This is Coach Mike Allen.
Dallas Hartley.
You're watching,
And you're watching.
And you're watching the Lacrosse Network.
Boom.
I get paid to play lacrosse on the weekends, sometimes. So I train myself mentally, physically, and spontaneously. Yeah.
Next time on Club Ball.
Oh, good words, dude. It's funny because every time she says, she's like, yeah. Clint asked me about it. And I was like, oh, dude, you totally should. Like, she always gets me at the right time.
You ready to go?
Yo, the only thing that sucks is that Junior, are you actually...
And back to the action here. Second half SLC quarterfinal between University of Arizona Lax Cats and the Loyola Marymount Lions. We've got a 7-4 game here. It's pretty exciting game. I mean, both sides doing real well, and I think Bush has been the X factor for the Arizona Lax Cats, controlling the face-off X and giving the Wildcats a lot of possession time. I think LMU this quarter, these first 5 minutes are real important for them, and what they need to do is get some possession, and Bush again with the face-off. And just 10 seconds in here to the third quarter, I want to remind everybody that after this game, we will be debuting Club Ball Episode 4, so make sure to stay tuned and check out a great episode from the Red Hot Buffs. Big rip, bounce shot goes wide over the cage. And that's Hook. Hook holding the ball, looking like he's going to dodge here. He drew a shorty matchup and he wants to exploit it. Hook with the rollback, looking to feed.
Michael Hook with the shot.
The ball goes back to LMU.
Here with 3:50 to go. You see Devane good feed, and I mean he's brought it across before. Oh man, he had a lane, and Rhodes thought about feeding back there.
Yeah, and I think that probably would have been the right play. I mean, he was wide open.
Was wide open. He's just got to take that to the cage. I mean, if you haven't seen the highlight of Dylan Westfall scoring, oh my God, nasty. Rhodes just picking corners. He backs Plummer in.
Goal by number 6, Chase Rhodes.
I mean, it's textbook, making it look easy. Yeah. That brings the lead back to 2 at 7-5.
Cats 7. LMU 5.
Here with 13:28 to go in the third, and I mean, like we said, I mean, the first 5 minutes of the third quarter are absolutely the most important part. And there's Abraham able to win it to himself, and I think maybe the size that Abraham brings to the table gets it to Rhodes again, and Rhodes again. That's 2 goals in 8 seconds for Rhodes, pushing the lead back to 1, and he is as billed, as advertised, just plain sick.
Yeah, that's a great play by Rhodes. I mean, 2 in a row, both great goals, and I don't think Arizona was expecting that. That's a big way to come out with 13-19 left in the half.
Yeah, and there's LMU responding.
Number 6, Colby Rhodes.
It looks like coaching staff of LMU made some great adjustments at the half, and definitely impressive way to come out, taking the lead back to 1.
See if Hook can get the offense going again for the Lax Cats. There's Pellegrin. Good 12:45 to go in the third. Moves to Hook. I mean, Johnson's been moving it very quickly. And looks like going to try and take advantage of their shorty matchups. And LMU still playing way out on defense. And that one right into the stick of Devane. No problem with that one. And opting to go out of their high pressure ride, and Devane able to zip that ball up there. And here's Parlett inside to get loose. And there's Parker coming up with the big save right on the doorstep. And there's a player down for U of A. I can't see who it is, but it looked like they got some legs tangled up down there on the crease.
And while the trainers go and tend to this injury, some word from around the SLC. It looks like UCSB took out UNLV today in their quarterfinal game, 11-8.
Wow.
And looks like a pretty close one over there at the pit.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, UCSB looks like they're going to be taking on ASU next Friday in San Diego. And that's a game that we will be covering, so make sure to tune in for the entire SLC tournament next Friday, Saturday, and for the championship games on Sunday.
Yeah, but definitely some exciting games coming up in the SLC tournament. That ASU SB game is going to be great. I mean, they both have a lot of impressive players. I mean, we've seen Santa Barbara play a bunch of times, and we've seen ASU play twice. And I mean, you get Rockney Rep is really lighting it up his freshman year here.
He's got a great name.
Yeah, leading the team in goals, assists, and great names.
And, looks like they're tending to a shoulder injury here, but able to get up on his own strength.
There's Pellegrin. He's able to walk off under his own power, so definitely hearing it from the crowd here. Everyone likes to see him get up and get off the field. So glad to see he's can get off under his own power.
And speaking of the SLC tournament, if you guys have predictions on how you see that going, we don't exactly have brackets for you guys to fill out, but you guys can go on mcla.us, check out the postseason tab, go to playoffs, go to SLC, and see who you pick to win. I mean, Chris, I know your pick for D1. What's your pick for D2?
Oh, man. It just depends on who shows up, I mean, because the top three teams in D2, I mean, you got Fullerton, you got Concordia, and you got Grand Canyon, and they all beat each other. So, I mean, it's a total toss-up. I mean, and they were all tied for first, and the only reason the seeding came out the way it did was on goal differential. So, I mean, that's really anyone's guess. I mean, I'd have to think that, oh, man, I don't know.
I mean, Concordia looked really impressive to me when I saw them on the 14th.
But, I mean, the way that Fullerton took down Grand Canyon was really impressive, too. And that's fantastic short-A defense coming out of Canberra, one of the captains. I mean, gets in there with the lift. I mean, that's textbook. And there's Parker to Hinkle, and that's a hospital ball. Just gets laid out. I mean, that's a legal hit. But his goalie owes him $5. And there's Rhodes again drawing the double and the triple and able to move it.
And right there, that's when the team needs to get involved. I mean, if Rhodes is going to drive,
when that went off the pipe.
Saved by Ian Parker.
If man,
if Rhodes is going to draw a triple team, I mean, somebody's got to be open. If not immediately adjacent, somebody's got to be open on the backside.
Parla pushing GLA, gets the shot inside, and that's solid defense from the Lax Cats, able to keep their sticks inside, not let there be a really good shot. And there's Gilbreth again with the shot, and that's a solid backup. Looks like Hinkle coming in off that massive hit, and really hustling.
And it looks like LMU's got to do a better job of chasing the ball there. I mean, possession is so important right now. It's a one-goal game with 10 minutes and 39 seconds left in the third quarter, and they have to do a better job of chasing the ball out and maintaining possession there.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously got to win both these quarters to come out with the W. And, I mean, at this point, you have to think whoever wins the fourth is going to win this game here with 10:23 to go in the third. Comes Ecker. And that's a nice handle from Johnson. Gets it back to Ecker. Ecker with the shot.
Bobby Ecker with the shot.
A little high on that one. Maybe some of the hard ground spots causing a little extra bounce on that shot. Comes Hook. And there's Gonzalez playing solid defense. I mean, a lot of really good defense coming out of both of these teams, both individually and team defense.
It looks like Chaplax Pell chiming in with a prediction: Chapman over ASU for the SLC championship.
Wow, that's definitely a prediction. I mean, Zach Johnson making it rain here in Tucson with the BTB. You couldn't put that in a better place. Wow. Apparently bring the funk out here in Tucson. But, I mean, you can hear the crowd after that one. That is exciting lacrosse.
The young man down front said it best. What the?
Looks like it's going to be a procedure call going against LMU.
And right there with the BTB, I mean, to be honest, he didn't really have the angle there to go overhand. And I know, as a former coach myself, I don't always advocate for the behind the back, but I don't know if there was another shot for him there. And the fact that he's able to get that off and then put it up in a corner, I mean, that's good to look at. I love watching goals like that.
But I mean, to be fair, I mean, I played with you, Samir, and I don't know that I've ever seen you take an overhand shot. Yeah. I've seen several BTBs and a lot of low to high, but
do as I say, not as I do, Chris.
Oh man! Now we're having fun. Here's Chapman here with just under 9 minutes to go. It's the 2-goal lead is Arizona really comes out huge with the first goal in the second half. And definitely keep your comments, questions you got coming. Actually, back to the Chaplax Pell prediction. I like Chapman, but it's really kind of a toss-up between ASU and SB.
Yeah, I don't know if I can count UCSB out yet. I know they've had 2 games now where their offense hasn't produced the numbers that they'd like to, but.
And there's another big goal coming from Stanback. I mean, you got to put the ball in the hands of your best players, and that's what's going to help you win the game. And that pushes the lead back to 3 with 8:27 to go in the third.
That's Will Stanback with the groovy goal.
Here's Abraham, wins it to himself, kicks it to Rhodes, and that's a good GB. That's a tough GB.
And LMU takes possession here with 8 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter.
There's Pinkston. Back to Rhodes, thinks about it. I mean, Plummer is all over him. I mean, Plummer really making a case for all SLC tonight.
I mean, Rhodes as well.
Yeah, Rhodes as well.
Rhodes as well.
Oh man, it's tough. I mean, there's so much talent in the SLC, especially this year. I mean, you've got 2 top 5 teams, and then a ton of individual talent everywhere else. And there's Ejek on the shot.
Chris, I know you were talking a little bit about somebody we saw play yesterday, Matty Walrath. Possible SLC Player of the Year.
It would be hard not to give it to him. I mean, we were out there just messing around with some of the LXM Pro guys, and I saw Matt Walrath pretty much go head to head with Kyle Harrison. I mean, it was impressive. I mean, if they don't sign him up for that LXM Pro Tour, they're crazy. I mean, the kid's got skills.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't sign me up, I think they're going to lose a gem.
Well, that's goes without saying, Samir. I mean, I saw that BTB you threw.
Yeah, and what we're talking about yesterday, we were over in Orange County, California, at the LXM Pro photo shoot, and definitely got some great coverage. Got to play some ball with the guys, and had a really fun day. Look for some coverage of that on our channel, and if you're a subscriber, you'll know when that comes out. If you're not, you subscribe, and you'll be able to see some great highlights from Kyle Harrison and some of your other favorite LXM Pro players. So, with 7 minutes remaining, 9-6, Arizona, and a timeout.
Funk coming from the box.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, there's really going to be some fantastic footage from the LXM Pro. I mean, I know I was really helping everybody out with their highlight reels playing defense, so be on the lookout.
But we still got clothes and stuff.
All right, just about ready to get back to the action here in Tucson. This one's shaping up to be a pretty exciting game. Both teams going on runs. So we'll see if LMU can get back on track here on offense. As Lax Cats come up with two pretty quick ones, and I mean one has to be in the conversation for goal of the year.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding goal, and that's a competition we'll have. I mean, after an entire season of the SLC Game of the Week, we got to go back, review the footage, and we're going to need your guys' help in deciding what was the goal of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got suggestions, I'd send us your suggestions. We'd love to hear it. I mean, I think the save of the year is pretty much locked up.
Save of the year is locked up. Wasn't exactly an SLC game, but it's definitely something that we covered, and that's gonna be in the mix for save of the year for sure.
And there's Plummer coming up with it, chose the fake, and I've seen him come inside, and I know he wants to score, but makes a smart move, finds Hook, gets it back, and showing a lot of confidence in their pull there. It's 6 minutes to go here in the third. Here's Hook. It's to Ecker. And please keep your comments, questions, anything you got coming. We'd love to hear from you. There's Chapman.
Yeah, questions you have for myself, Chris, or even Ted. He's behind the camera there, and he'd love to know what you guys think. Give any suggestions over to him, or just say hello, and we'll make sure to relay the message.
And that's a heads up switch right there. Very close to going out of bounds, and there's Hook coming around.
Michael Hook with the shot.
And there's good help coming from the LMU defense. And there's DeWolf. And fans like it, but getting in there and getting a little dirty, getting a stick in there on that shot.
As we're waiting for LMU to get on the field, I'd just like to remind all of you the last cap boutique in the corner.
Here in 5:21 to go in the third. Still a 3-goal lead for the Lax Cats. Here's Johnson. And I've been really impressed with the short stick defense, or I mean all the defense. I mean the freshman pulls from LMU.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's something we mentioned. That LMU is running 3 freshman pulls as their starting defenders. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, for the way they've been playing, it's extremely impressive. Moves it up. Here's Parlett. There's 4:49 to go. Here's Ejek, waiting for the offensive unit to get on. Here with 4:30 to go. Moves it to Rhodes and back to Parlett. Here's Ejek and over to Abraham. And Abraham can rip.
Stoned by Ian Parker.
Ian Parker tracked that one the whole way. I mean, right into his stick. I mean, that's really solid play in the cage. And Hankel able to come up with the handle and move it to Hook. Here, 4 minutes to go. Still a 3-goal lead for the Lax Cats. I mean, still anyone's game here. Here comes Johnson. And that's a big goal for Johnson. I mean, comes around the corner, beats his man, can't quite match his feet, and he's in and scores the great goal.
Zach Johnson.
And that pushes the lead to 4. I mean, that really kind of blows the doors off this game. I mean, a 4-goal lead is as substantial as you're going to get for a small lead.
Yeah, and with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter, though, if Bush continues to control the face-off X, it's going to be a long rest of the game for LMU.
And it really seemed like they've kind of figured out what he was doing to start the third, and had a lot of success with those 2 quick goals. And we're actually winning the ball forward to themselves. So it's like Bush has been able to make the adjustments. There's Hook over to Johnson, and Johnson having just a monster game. I mean, crossing his defender up, and there's a shot, and They're standing back again with the goal.
My roommate Will Shanaback bringing you the funk. Making it 11-6 good, guys.
And that pushes the lead to 5. And, I mean, LMU has got to do something to stop the bleeding.
And that's 4 unanswered goals for Arizona there. I mean, LMU has to stop the bleeding here.
And that's Connor Pinkston able to come up with that GB, fight through the double, and really showing his pace. Flips to Rhodes and lucky to come up with that one. Flips it up to Becco, who gets it to Abraham. And Abraham, also another one of those impressive kids coming from LMU. Actually, he's an athletic training major, and this past winter, he was the volunteer athletic trainer for the Crenshaw High School basketball team. So he's gone above and beyond the required number of hours to go along with the major, and really impressive, donating his time like that, especially even during the beginning of the lacrosse season. And it seems to be like a real trend. There's a great fake by Abraham. And it's impressive about the LMU team. I mean, they won the Ace Adams Award for sportsmanship, which is something we always like to spotlight here at TLN. I mean, sportsmanship is a huge and important part of the game, and we always like to see good sportsmanship from both sides. And generally, we do. There's Rhodes with the GB. But it's a really impressive award over 4 states and across all levels. And then Parlett answers back, stopping the run there with the goal. It looked like he flipped around the one-hander right into the far side of the cage, pushing the lead back to 4-11 to 11-7. But like I was saying, I mean, I think it's all across all levels of lacrosse, NCAA and club. And really impressive that LMU was able to come away with that. And it's voted on by the officials, which is even more impressive. Because I like to think of myself as quite the sportsman, and I've had my fair share of yelling matches with officials.
Yeah.
And here, 1:40 to go in the third, and a real solid poke check on that one, able to disrupt the passing lane and ball back to LMU. And I mean, this is a huge possession for LMU. I mean, they've got to get a goal here, and that's a great check coming from Johnson.
With 1 minute and 30 seconds left here in the third, if they can put one in right now, cut the lead to 3, it's going to be an exciting fourth quarter.
But they've got to move the ball forward here. I mean, they don't have time to and that one's going to go off the end line.
Let's get
Rhodes is not happy about that one. I mean, there's just no movement. I mean, the poles. I mean, that's something that goes to the experience level of some of these poles. I mean, they have to come up and help their shorty there. And here with 70 seconds to go in the third. And a little short on that pass to Duke Rosati, and can't come up with it, and that ball goes out of bounds. And LMU's going to get it back here with just 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in the third. And this is definitely a big possession for them. Comes to eject. 55 seconds. Moves it to Rhodes. Back to eject. And Rhodes with an uncharacteristic bad pass. And it's great defensive play, able to kick that back on, but there's Gio, or Cambria rather, able to get it and bring it across. Here's Ecker, 27 seconds to go. Has a lane, takes a shot, and against a little, looks like it's going to be a procedure going against the Lax Cats.
I think it might have been a moving pick there. I'm not sure if I saw it, but looks like they're having some trouble with the bounce shots here, bouncing real high.
And it's been 2 shots in a row for him too. So I mean, it might be something to do with his stick, possibly the dry air here, and trouble trouble both ways. I mean, these kids are going to have to get some water in their sticks. There were 16 seconds to go. This is a big opportunity for the Lax Cats to really start putting the nails in the coffin. Sheedle coming through, and if anything was a moving pick, that was. It'll get through and get the shot, and huge save for Devane there. There's 9 seconds left. Standing back's going to start with it. Gets the pick, comes around. There's Hanover, takes the shot. And again, a little too high on the bounce. There's 1 second left here in the third. And I have a hard time thinking they're going to be able to get anything going here with 1 second, but I guess stranger things have happened.
You've seen some crazier things, Chris.
That's true. Here's Jenkins starting with it.
They almost got that one off, Chris.
Yeah.
That was almost that almost might have been the play of the year. But with the score 11-7, Lax Cats leading the LMU Lions at the end of the third.
At the end of 3.
We'll be back for some fourth quarter action. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned.
No 50-50.
This is Jack Sandler from Skidmore College.
Hi, this is Dave Campbell from Middlebury College.
This is Coach Rannigan from Trinity Lacrosse.
Coach Kyle Benton from St. Lawrence University.
Chris Malone at Arizona State.
This is Sean McGonigal.
This is Coach Mike Allen.
Dallas Hartley.
You're watching.
You're watching. And you're watching.
And you're watching the Lacrosse Network.
Boom.
Next time on Club Ball.
All right, and welcome back here for the fourth quarter of action, and some great comments here. It's Ryan Baker from Easy Rocks. It's like his uncle in Sioux Falls is watching. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe. Glad to hear your comments and know that there are people watching all over the U.S.
Hey, LMU fans, thanks for coming out, though. Honestly.
And here it's 11 to 7.
No, I'm serious. I'm being serious. I said LMU fans. No, I'm serious. You're gonna do that. This isn't NBC. See you later, Schmitty.
This is some of the flavor you get here in Arizona. Let them know that.
It's still a 4-goal game here for the Lax Cats, up by 4. Like I just said, 14 minutes to go in the game. LMU doing a good job of controlling the offense thus far. There's Abraham drawing the double, takes the shot. It's a contested shot. Not sure if that's the shot they want, but backed up, so no harm, no foul there. And a surprising number of LMU fans making the trek and being based out of downtown ourselves. I mean, it's no short trip. Parker coming up with the big save and then going right into the break. I mean, you look at the guys that they have, and there's Gio able to move it up. Oh, and he wanted that one back. But I mean, they know right away to go into the break. I mean, that's something we haven't seen the same level of play on the fast break out of LMU. So I mean, definitely they definitely know where their butter's bread, or bread's buttered, or something like that.
One of those.
What they're
things,
good at.
yeah.
What they're good at.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me, Lax All-Stars this week wrote an article about our commentary in the Chapman-Santa Barbara game and talked to us a little bit about how we said the word great quite a bit. So
I mean, that was a great game.
It was a great game. There was some great commentary, too.
Well, that's constant in all the games.
Take shot, help shot.
So if you guys have any other adjectives, fun phrases that you want us to throw out, we'll be happy to throw them out in this game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we got the old thesaurus out, and it really wasn't very helpful. But definitely keep the comments coming. And it looks like Ryan's cousins in Idaho are also watching. It's a lot of
Ryan Baker fans here.
A lot of Ryan Baker fans. So definitely thanks for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe. Oh, and he was looking for Rhodes there. Can't quite find it. And it looks like that was a very close call. I'm not sure he got that one right. Either way, LMU going to start with it, and the players seem to be having trouble with the field lines here. I mean, it's a soccer stadium here, and that's going to be a procedure call going against Chase Gilbreth. I mean, we've seen him getting into it with Duke Rosati all game, and that's something that Coach Hockstead talked about, not getting those type of penalties, especially late in the game. I mean, really giving your team an opportunity to win.
Yeah, and they have every chance, to come back and score 4 or 5 goals right now. I mean, it's 12 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. Big opportunity, but plays like that, going man down for no reason, there's no point to do that, and it really doesn't help their cause at all.
We're going to get another look at the Lax Cat man up here with 12 minutes to go.
Your Lax Cats go on the man up.
I mean, this is a really big opportunity for the Lax Cats. There's Hook. Just to stand it back, able to keep the ball in. Over to Johnson. Here's Hook. Here with 11:50 to go. There's Johnson thinks about it. Going for that cross crease pass, looking for Hook. Goldstein comes up with it, and another great play on the defensive side. And I mean, that ball's out, and Lax Cat's fortunate to not get an interference call there. This ball wasn't anywhere near the players there, and it's like Mickey Miles wants to talk it over with the Lax Cats. Here with 11:24 to go in the game, still up by 4.
And Mickey Miles, one of the more interesting figureheads in not only the MCLA but in the sport of lacrosse.
Yeah, so stay tuned for some fun facts about Mickey Miles.
back to what we were talking about earlier about Mickey Miles, the coach of Arizona. I mean, some interesting facts about him. The WCLL championship trophy is actually called the Mickey Miles Felton Trophy. It's a pretty interesting fact, and the funny thing is he doesn't even play for the trophy. He plays here in the SLC, and
Michael Hook on the shot.
But yeah, I mean that just shows the impact that he's had on club lacrosse. I mean, and Arizona played in the WCLL for years and years and years before the SLC came about 3 or 4 years ago. There's Goldstein, great face, and that's really a great goal for Goldstein.
Jordan Goldstein.
And he's got that great face dodge, comes across his body. The defender bit hard and able to get free, gets the bounce shot. I mean, finally getting that bounce shot dialed in, and I mean, top shelf. Not a whole lot you can do about that one. And with 10:48 to go, the lead is 5 for the Lax Cat, their largest of the game. And Bush coming up with the GB again. I mean, he's just a ground ball machine. And he's quick and little and crafty, and he just comes out of the pile with the ball. It's pretty crazy. It's Chapman to Johnson. You're 10:20 to go. But I mean, LMU definitely still in this game. I mean, we saw Rhodes score, and there's a big save.
Austin Chapman on the shot.
And I mean, there's just one thing we did notice about the and they get the push there, and the sideline was going crazy from LNU wanting that call. But one thing we did notice about the U of A guys is there's no give in any of these guys. They're out there. I mean, I feel like they could be down 15 or 20-0, and they'd be out there selling out. And that's like that's something you can't teach. I mean, you either have kids like that or you don't. And I mean, I think there's definitely a bright future for these guys. A lot of young players, and they have a culture for just effort, and you need that to compete, especially in a league as good as the SLC is. Here's Rhodes, who with 9:25 to go in the game.
And it looks like the Lions are man down right now, waiting for Travis Abraham to come in.
And, I mean, that's just about the sickest look I've ever seen. Fighting off the double, gets it inside. I mean, just a spectacular goal from Connor Pinkston. I mean, there's not a whole lot more you can say about that one.
Rhodes with the goal for LMU. That makes it your Lax Cats 12, LMU 8.
And here with 9:16 left in the game, LMU cuts that lead to 4 and is just cutting away at that Arizona lead. And they're still man down right now. You'll see Parlett go on the wing, and he's considered the hot man here. And it looks like they are even. He goes back into the box, and LMU at full strength, both teams at full strength. And it's going to come down to who can control the face-off X in the last 9 minutes of this game. It looks like Bush has been controlling it the entire game. I don't think he's going to stop now.
Yeah, I mean, short of the first, and then he comes up with the ground ball again. And, I mean, just really smart play. Gets it back to Parker. I mean, and wow. Just wow. I mean, there's Ryan Baker. He must have heard us. He knows his family's watching. Because, I mean, that was a great play.
Absolutely. A very athletic play right there to stay in bounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Rodriguez might have to give him a look this fall. But please give your comments, questions, anything you got going. Here's Goldstein here with 8:20 to go in the game, and Goldstein's by Abraham, and doing a good job of moving the ball till that last one. But Arizona definitely looking to hold the ball, which is something that they haven't been doing a whole lot of all game. And you can see the call coming from the sideline. You know, the coaches, the Wildcat coaches definitely want the offense to slow it down a little bit.
And the G-Dub 13 coming in with a great comment here, giving us some alternatives to the word great, Chris. He's got superb, nifty, crafty, slick, and all-out amazing. So,
I like all of those. I think I might go with nifty next.
Yeah, nifty's great. And Soli 92, you are correct. The winner of the SB ASU game will play in the SLC championship game on Sunday against Chapman and
the winner of this game. Here with 7:50 to go in the game, LMU looking for their matchup. Here's Ejek. Likes his matchup. Has a lane. Takes a shot, and that one's just wide. But backed up by Parlett. Here's Parlett, who's been playing well. Gets it across to Nolan Smith. Parlett gets it back. Takes the low to
Stoned by Ian Parker.
Low bouncer on the outside of the cage there, but definitely a scoring opportunity for them there.
Yeah, and that's a goal that Parlett scored before. We saw him score it in the Colorado game, and he just needs to be moving upfield when he takes that shot.
And there's a solid disciplined clear there. I mean, Parker brings the ball up, finds his man. I mean, doesn't rush it. And I mean, that's a real heads-up play. Here's Chapman to Ecker. I mean, Ecker working on the shorty here. Like we mentioned, I mean, Hanover, one of the better short stick defenders in the SLC.
Chaplax Pell just pointing out that we did say nifty is great. Nifty's a great word, and I love the word great, so I don't know if I can stop using it.
Well played.
I think the entire lacrosse community is going to have to be okay with that.
Well, I mean, the SLC is just going to have to stop producing great lacrosse content for us to retire that word. There's the shot backed up there by Stanback. He's going to bring the ball in here with 6 minutes to go. And he's got the shorty now. So I mean, Hanover really going way out there. And he's got him right on the end line there. And throwing good checks. I mean, you'd think Stanback would go directly to goal when he has the shorty matchup like that.
Absolutely, but with 5 minutes left, I mean, you don't want to take any chances. Kill the clock. And let LMU make the mistakes.
And there's the mistake you were talking about.
Goal by number 2, Michael Hook.
And there's Hook just cleaning up the garbage again. I mean, he gets in there and just scores goals. I mean, that's just a hustle goal. Gets out there, beats out Devane.
Bringing you the funk from my roommate, Will Stanback.
But I mean, you need a guy like that. I mean, who can score the garbage goals. I mean, because they still count.
Count just as much as a regular goal, Chris.
Thank you for pointing that out. Now that we've got that cleared up, LMU able to win the GB there. Here's Abraham. It's to Parlett. Here, 5:09 to go in the game. But I mean, like we saw earlier, Rhodes scored right there, but he scored 2 goals in 8 seconds coming in the third quarter. And I mean, he's just using his strength. He just backs in and takes that right on the doorstep. I mean, it didn't even look like anyone was really guarding him there.
Yeah, I mean, Colby Rhodes has no problem with this Arizona team at all. I mean, he kind of just muscles through them and can score almost at will as long as he can touch the ball and get his teammates out of the way. He's going to cage.
Yeah, that was a real nifty goal.
There it is.
And there's Abraham able to win it to himself. Has a lane, finds Parlett. Parlett with the rip! I mean, just shredding right there, top shelf. And just like that, it's back to a 3-goal lead. I mean, that's 2 goals in 7 seconds.
Yeah, if LMU can keep up at that pace and they can tie this ball game, I mean, they have the offensive power to do it.
Absolutely.
They're just going to have to control the faceoff X. If Abraham can continue winning those faceoffs, I mean, it's a different story.
Yeah, that goal was a real dandy.
LMU goal by number 28, Chase Rhodes.
And there's Bush able to win it to himself. And we're heads of play. I mean, not trying to do anything too spectacular there. Just finds the open guy and gets off the field. I mean, it must be nice for Ricky Miles to have a kid like that. Here's Hook again with 4:25 to go. Just a 3-goal lead for Arizona, and LMU definitely not going quietly. Here's Ecker, and Ecker's by Abraham. Has a clear lane, and that's good help defense. Able to push him outside, gets to Hook. Here with 4 minutes to go. And that was a big opportunity for Abraham. There's Goldstein. They're standing back in.
Will Standback on the shot.
Wow, stoned. That's about as good as a save as we've seen all night. I mean, he's standing back throwing fakes on fakes on fakes, and Devane holding strong. They were 3:30 to go, and Hook with it. And going to the double now. Gets inside to Chapman. Chapman takes a shot, and that one just wide. Backed up by Standback. Here with 3:19 to go. He said still a 3-goal lead. I mean, there is plenty of time. It looks like LMU calls the dead ball timeout, and they want to talk it over. Make sure that
LMU had enough funk. But like Cat fans, let's give it to them.
I mean, you have to think that they're going to talk about some sort of high-pressure double here. I don't necessarily think they even need to yet. I mean, it's 3 goals, but I mean that's probably what they're talking about. Just about ready to get back to the action here. Again, just 3:19 to go. LMU calling the dead ball timeout. Looks like they're going to go. It looks like they're going to double the ball here. And that's a solid check. Here's Johnson all alone. Thinks about the shot, takes it, and that's a real heartbreaker. And Johnson gets by his man. I mean, LMU just didn't set up in the double there. I mean, you cannot let the guy get topside on you if you're in a double there. If he splits you, then, you know, good for him. But you cannot let him get topside. And again, that pushes the lead to 4. We hear 3:10 to go.
Yeah, that's a tough one to give up, especially right after a timeout. You know, Coach Hockstead calls a timeout, come back into it, and just not set up properly for that.
And then Bush wins it to himself. And definitely someone pointing out the the flow on Bush is pretty amazing. I mean, he's definitely in the mix. Able to move to stand back here with 2:49 to go. Just gets it out, real solid defense, high pressure. Gets it to Chapman. Loses his footing, able to get back up. When he gets that close to the inline, you got to think they're going to try and push him out. And Chapman still has it here with 2:25. Rolls it back into the back of the cage, and Hanover.
And that's in and out of the crease for LMU. That ball goes in and out of the crease, and that's tough for LMU. I mean, I know Hanover's somewhat of a
newer
player. I mean, came on I think his junior year of high school, and that's something that comes along with playing the game a lot is understanding those situations and that in and out call.
Yeah, I mean that's tough because 9 out of 10 times that's the right call. And there's great defense by Dietrich. Wins the ball, looking for Rhodes, able to find him. Rhodes just shakes off Plummer there. Gets it in. I mean, he's fighting through 4 guys. And there's Parlett, 5-hole, and I mean, Rhodes just doing it all there.
LMU goal by Chase Rhodes.
And with 1:43 to go, that pushes the lead back
with
to 3.
With 1:43 remaining, your Lax Cats still lead 14-11.
And I mean, even actually the last time we were in Arizona, we saw Arizona State give up a 3-goal lead in the last 90 seconds of the game to get back within 1. And I mean, Abraham really needed to come up with that ground ball. He was able to win it to himself. Going to get another crack at it. And again, we're talking about the soccer lines really giving the players fits here. More so for LMU, but even for Arizona. And with 1:31 to go, I mean that one really stings.
And it's definitely tough to see when both the soccer lines and the lacrosse lines are white. You know, if they haven't painted different colors, I think it's easier to tell. But
well, I mean,
two sidelines here tonight, and that's unfortunate for Travis Abraham because
that's why they call them home games. And that was awful close to being offsides. And Plummer looking to score his first goal of the season, but steps out of the restraining box there with 1:15 left.
Ref's calling a ward there, and I think
and then
Rhodes puts one in
right away, and that's a lead back to 2 here with 70 seconds to go. And like we said, we've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, that's a great play right there. I mean, I think the ref called the ward there because I think he missed the offsides and maybe just making up for the call.
Well, even then, I mean, Plummer goes into the restraining box and passes it back out to Chapman. So I mean, the ball was leaving Arizona. It's just a matter of what you want to call there.
And Rhodes, I'm not sure if I have count right now, but Chris, do you know how many goals Rhodes has? I think around 5, and I mean, definitely an impressive player, and I'm excited to see him play in the SLC in the years to come.
And
that's a huge ground ball.
Yeah, I mean, Bradley coming up with what might be a game saver. Gets it inside, and there's a lane, takes the shot, and that's not what you want to be doing there. And then Rhodes coming in there, able to come up the GB, fighting through 3 guys, and he somehow comes up with that, moves it up, and you got to come up with something better than that.
Rhodes with the shot,
and that's Johnny Gilbreth just doing everything he can.
That's just not the play that LMU needed right there.
I mean, you've got 30 seconds left, and he had a lane. I mean, he has space there.
Not only did he have space, but, you know, they had time. 30 seconds is a lot of time. They got to cool it down there. I mean, and that looks like it might be their last possession of the game.
Yeah. And they had a 2-on-1. I mean, that's definitely frustrating if you're an LMU fan.
But
that's going to be the last 4 seconds here of this game.
It looks like Arizona is going to be able to take this one and continue on in the SLC playoffs.
next cats move on to the next round of the SLC Playoff.
Well, and there you have it. The Final Four for the SLC D1 is set. You've got Chapman versus University of Arizona and Santa Barbara versus ASU. So definitely going to shaping up to be a pretty exciting tournament. So I mean, thanks for tuning in to another exciting TLN broadcast. I'm Chris Marshall for Samir Chaudhry and the Lacrosse Network, and Boom, if you're listening, happy birthday.
And sorry, one last thing. We just make sure you tune in for club ball right after the show, and tune in next week for the SLC tournament.
This is Jack Sandler from Skidmore College.
Hi, this is Dave Campbell from Middlebury College.
This is Coach Rannigan from Trinity Lacrosse.
Coach Kyle Benton from St. Lawrence University.
Chris Malone at Arizona State.
This is Sean McGonigal.
This is Coach Mike Allen.
Dallas Hartley. You're watching, and you're watching.
And you're watching the Lacrosse Network.
Boom.
Last time on club ball, the Buffs learned the importance of the little things in their first few weeks of practice.
Grab your stuff. Get out. Go. Get out. You don't disturb the beam. Let's go.
Little things. Stay strong. We're good, guys. We're good.
Get Tom. Get Tom. Tells. You see what you guys can do? Honestly. I mean, come on.
The team continued to work hard leading up to their first scrimmages of the season.
Down here on this end, let's go DU shooting. Okay, down here on this end, let's go full line breakouts. Let's go. Bells, we're leaving at 9:30 sharp. 9:30 sharp. Okay, 9:30 sharp. We get here at 8:50.
All three scrimmages had their good and bad moments, but when all was said and done, none of them ended in the Buffs' favor.
We had to win as a team, and we did not do it today, so that should light a fire, all right?
We got important games in a week, boys.
Don't forget.
1 week from Cali. We got to come together.
I don't know how you guys feel about it.
We play like this, we're going to get stomped.
I want to work hard as hell now. I mean, shit, that sucks.
That's awful feeling.
This
is a unified effort. This isn't each other beating up on everyone else, saying like you should have done this, I should have done this. We win and lose as a team.
Absolutely. Don't let this happen.
We got 4 hours to think about it.
We got it like Brad did for us today. We all got to do it together, and we will. All right, we got a week until a big game on Friday. So show it Monday at practice.
Hell yeah.
Show it Monday morning at lifting. All right. Yeah. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Remember this feeling.
week later at the Denver airport, the Pioneers headed east to take on Penn State, while the Buffs headed further west en route to their Friday night matchup against the Panthers in Chapman. The Buffs had a late arrival into LA and an early start the next morning with a walkthrough by the beach. Coach Galvin made sure to focus the team before the big game later that night.
What changes the backs? What changes? Nothing. Get your brains on it right now and start focusing right now. Okay? Doesn't matter where we are. Yes, I know it's nice. Yes, I know it's great, and I love it too. But you know what? These are the little things that are not going to get it done tonight. Get it done! Yes, sir. Get it done. Let's go.
One dip in the Pacific for Thomas, and he said that he's good for 8
How
goals.
about a little more sunscreen?
He said one brewer said he'll be rejuvenated.
I mean, yeah, it's a natural feeling, but that means one dip and if you're going in, it's going to be madness. It's up to, I mean, I want to win, so I think it's up to you guys, because it's going to be madness.
Could be good for their legs, Coach.
Could be great.
Hands.
In and out.
Hey, come here! Everyone. Meaning we take our practice shorts off, our black ones. All right. If you would like to go in very quickly, that means we're jumping in, dunk your head, enjoy yourselves, take a deep breath. Okay. It doesn't mean, fellas, it doesn't mean that we start goofing around the water. Okay. In and out. Let's get lunch.
Here we go, guys. It's business time. Get it done.
Colorado went down early and managed to claw their way back by halftime.
let's go in the corner.
Love this. Love this moment. Be in the moment, all right, fellas? Hey, fellas, you got this. Listen to me. You play smart, okay? You play with everything that we know we need to do. Fellas, we got this. Hell yeah.
Time to fight.
Now listen,
Time to fight,
it's
boy.
time to fucking dig in and fight.
They're not just going to go away.
They're not going to go away. You got to go every freaking ground ball. You got to keep knocking them on their ass. You got to keep playing hard. Don't give in. Okay, we're going to play to the last whistle. Okay, fellas, listen. Hey, listen. Hey! Hey! Come on, one more. Hey! Hey! Go. I'm a competitive son of a gun. Okay, I think you all know that. All right, and I don't want to lose. I really do not want to lose. But fellas, if you keep bringing it every day, and you keep throwing hard, and you keep throwing your body around, you keep throwing the sticks around, okay? We keep working on shooting, we keep working on stick protection and ball work and everything that we're doing, fellas, we are going to be one dangerous team. And fellas, hey, listen though. But listen, it still takes work. Right? It still does take work, right? Guys that can control their emotions in situations like that are very dangerous men. Okay? Be dangerous. Okay? And you were dangerous tonight. Okay? Fellas, I'm proud of you. I am. I'm not proud of the score because I want to win too and everyone else does. Okay? But I'm proud of you guys. You worked your asses off and I'm proud of you. Okay? Fellas, break it out.
Bring it in. All right. Good work. Good hard.
Listen up. Riley, come. Hell of a game. Break us down.
Yeah.
Plus on 3.
1, 2, 3. Yes!
Yeah, baby.
Here you go, Riley. Go!
The LMU game started off sloppy for the Buffs and stayed that way for 60 minutes, leaving a talented Loyola team with the opportunity to take over. Even though the trip was a winless one, the season opener showed what the young team was capable of, with 5 of 8 goals during the trip coming from freshmen. As the Buffs shipped out later that day back to Boulder, all in all, the California trip was an enjoyable one. A good chance to travel and see some friends and family before heading back to Colorado for the home opener.
next time on Club Ball.
Okay, we dig our heels in, that's it. There's nothing that's happening. It's either our goals or nothing for them. All right, let's go, boys. TV's are end it. Okay, end it. This time, hey, this is where you have the killer instinct. This is where you put it down.